Okay, so we are officially live. Let me put this disclaimer out before we go any further. We late. We know we late. Y'all ain't gotta make us feel bad about it. We late. And she lit, okay, because she was waiting on us. It's me and Benny fault. I'ma own that. I'ma own that. So Gypsy was pre-gaming, as she called it, with her lemon drops, her famous lemon drops. Okay. And
Yes.
she's feeling good. She feeling real, real, real good.
Real good.
Okay. Real
And
good.
it had a moonshine cherry in it.
Oh, and there it is.
I can see it.
Yeah, she feeling good, y'all. And I'm not mad. I think listen, I think we're gonna have some juicy conversations tonight. Okay.
Oh, yeah, especially on the first topic.
Right. With the first topic, come on in. With the first topic, what was sent to me was a video snippet, and I tried to go back and find it and I couldn't find it, but one of our guests sent in a question asking us to talk about, are men in their 50s still playing games? So
no, I'm coming. No, I want some peppermint.
He done got me hooked on them soft peppermints, y'all. So you know, grandma used to keep them in her pocket to shut you up.
Yeah, that's right. Is it now? You know what came next after that?
You better shut the hell up. Yes. Look. So that being said, one of our people in our comments, our audience people, sent us a link asking us to talk about, are men in their 50s still playing games? And I got a chance to watch the video. I couldn't find it again, but I got a chance to watch the video. And what it was, there was a gentleman. He looked very well put together, very dapper, but he said that he had got a chance to hang out with his homeboys. And he was really appalled at the fact that these grown ass men were all talking about Gucci and hitting it and, you know, getting it in. And he was like, why aren't you talking about stocks and investing in real estate? Why aren't you talking about mentorship and creating legacies, settling down, having kids?
I know the answer. Can I give it?
Go with it, baby. Go with it, because I know you've been waiting on this moment.
The reason all they want to talk about it Gucci is because they just happy it still works.
Oh my God. You know what? I'm going to behave tonight.
100 women that go and no men.
Okay.
Yeah, here's up there.
But then give us the answer then if you think you know the answer.
She said, "Call him." Hey, she calling you out.
But I didn't hear you. I was talking to Benny.
Go ahead and give the answer since you think you know the answer.
Well, I can't speak for all men, just for me, and as my title, just an old guy. I'm in that age range of 50s. You know, I think it has a lot to do with the group of men. Certain guys, I do talk real estate. I talk finance, talk money, I talk being professional with certain guys. Then there's another set of guys, we talk crazy. We talk, as they said, coochie. We talk that, but you know, my friends who I talk real estate, who I'm talking finance with, those are not the same group of guys. Those are not the same group of guys. You have to recognize your audience. I go talking to them about real estate and investment, and they look at me like I'm crazy. You know, you don't talk finance to a guy who's in his 50s still making minimum wage. There's no need to talk finance to that guy.
But he might be wanting to learn how to do better. So why wouldn't you?
Well, it becomes when you're 50 years old and you still working at a job at minimum wage. A couple things has happened. You have had some type of traumatic event in your life that you having to really start over. Or two, you just a guy who just never did get it. You never did get it. Growing up, you never did get it. It's in terms of when I'm talking about never did get it, you didn't get the things you need to be able to grow to prosper. You never did get it. So there's no need to talk about finance and investment and real estate with that guy. It's a waste of exercise. It's a waste. I had in my family, I had a physician. He was, Will Williams. He was a physician. lived up in DC. He came home and he come down home to Alabama. And the one thing he did, he would give everybody free physicals. He'd come down there with a doctor bag and everything. He's doing all this thing. But he was doing that to guys that were, as soon as they leave, they go back out, drink moonshine up under the tree. They wouldn't do anything. They do all the stuff he told them not to do. He go do. All he was doing is frustrating them. So he just eventually just stopped bringing his bag down. He come down there and have a good time with them. That's what it is. So those guys who I only talk coochie with or games like that, those are guys. There's no need to talk finance, real estate, invest. There's no need to talk to those guys. There's no need to talk to them about that. And just like the guys who I talk finance, investment with, and real estate, or promotion, or being professional with, if I come around them talking coochie and all that stuff, man, look at me like I'm crazy. They go move me out of the group. So that's what it is.
I mean,
They have to recognize their audience, recognize they group, and they speak accordingly.
well,
But I know that's not as sensational as somebody being happy that it's still working.
oh my God. I mean,
Why can't it be both?
I don't know. I'm not a man.
Well,
No,
I'm glad it's still working, but you know, yeah, but but
See?
I enjoy the conversation with I'm the type of person I enjoy talking and growth and talking about being productive. But when I go around certain people and if we drinking, that's just like going around folks who like to get drunk and then they want to talk religion. I'm not gonna do that. Let's just drink and have a good time.
the 50-year-old men. Okay, so did you hear the first question? So one of our audience members sent a link to a video with this guy was talking about.
Hey, thank you, man. Oh, no problem.
Guy was talking about he had hung out with some of his friends, his homeboys, and he said he was appalled. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but he was appalled because they were sitting around talking about coochie and how many women they had and all this stuff. And he was like, why aren't you talking about things that are more potent to you in this age range? Like, we old enough, we should be having grandkids by now. We should be investing. We should be getting into real estate. We should be building legacies, helping the community, mentoring. Why is y'all still talking about coochie?
All right.
Gypsy said she thinks it's because they're so excited. The look on her face. She said it's because she thinks they're excited that it still works. And then he went into his more politically correct
answer.
You want to ask? I'm 54 years old. You want to ask an old guy? So yeah. Okay, the old guy. What's going on, Ron? Well, I told him, I said, it's me and we recognize our group. When I'm talking guys who have made who professional, well, I talk professional with those guys. I do talk in real estate investment. But when you got some guys who hadn't made it and they still at 54 or 50 some years old, they still making minimum wage, it is fruitless to talk about real estate investment here. If that guy 54 years old, he still working that for minimum wage. If he want to talk coochie, that's what we talk about. We talk coochie, we talk sport, we talk about everything, But that's how it is.
I guess I'm gonna add to that though too. Like the assumption is because they talking about that at that age, they're not involved in that stuff. So what if they are well off and real estate investors and just bored and just like sexing? Because sex is a common thing, especially for a man or a woman. If you still deem yourself to still be attractive and people still find you attractive, you're probably gonna work that organ. Because you may have a budget. It just may be part of the conversation. Real estate investment, commercial, residential, and sex. I mean, that's possible. You know what I'm saying? Because the more your budget allows you to do, the more you will do. That's what I agree with. So yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with somebody talking about them little yams if they got time to do it. There you go. And even if they are making minimum wage, it still works. Yeah. And they gonna do it. Because they gotta be entertaining somebody to even have these sex stores. That's right. Next question.
So that was the impression I got from the video, was that it wasn't that they had a certain status in life and they were
Just feel like they're
What-
too old to be talking about.
Right. He felt like
I
you're
think
too
it
old.
is
You're
that
too
way.
old based on what you have or don't have. Like you ain't made it there to be just letting this be the dominant part of your conversation. That was my impression. Like I said, I'll still try to find the video and share it with y'all so y'all can see it. But
Yeah, that ain't
but I do agree that I think the more access we have and the more resources we have, the more fun we want to have too.
Yeah, because like to me, I don't want to use the word hater because I think that'd be a stretch. But if Rodney, 54 years old, got his life where he want to be, let's just say I'm not studying real estate investing. Let's just say I just had a great job all my life with a great 401k. I bust my ass when I was 21 years old, dealing with school. I got a doctor's degree. Y'all know how long that takes to get all that stuff established.
Yeah.
I done worked all my life, all my children grown, and everything working. My house paid for, my car paid for. I got an extra rental house, and I don't have all that, but I like slaying. I like the strip club. I like porn. I like the travel. I don't think that's a problem with that. As long as now they asking you for something, that's something totally different. But if I'm doing my side hobby, which could be slaying, and after I get you slaying, I just cash the retirement check and slay again. I don't see nothing wrong with that unless I'm asking you for something.
Oh Jesus!
That's just my little take on it.
You know, I got a friend of mine. He is about 64 years old. Guy owned about 5-6 houses. And at 65 years old, he's still a decorator for the Over the Mountain group. Gypsy down here in Birmingham, in this area, the Over the Mountain group, that's pretty much the more affluent community, and the well-off and the wealthy community. But this guy, he likes that's exactly what he likes doing. He likes entertaining women.
It's that's
right.
It's the sun, though.
He's not ashamed to pay for what he wants. You know,
and they don't mind receiving.
And I'm telling you, this guy is very well off, and that's what he likes to do. And that's his entertainment. Some people like shooting basketball,
and some people like coochie.
Some people like shooting basketball. There you go.
I mean, if he
like their scoring.
Hey.
Like the score. I mean, so I ain't gonna lie, I love that topic because to me, I think it just goes so many ways.
Yeah.
Because like for me, imagine a guy who 54 years old that's not having that conversation, not because he don't want to, it's because his sugar high. It's because his blood pressure high. There's not one guy I know that is not enjoying the times of slaymation. Not one of them. Now you may have some guys who have slowed down a little bit more than others, but it's not one guy that just with the budget and they're still in good shape and getting looks and getting, hey cutie, all day, and they knocking breaks loose one day. I don't care what they is. And women either. That's the killer part. See, we got to talk about the women they're 54 years old that's still busting out the bando. Get what they doing?
It ain't tricking if you got it.
Okay. So now they want to agree. Yeah, so I think that's interesting though, but I ain't gonna lie, the more in shape and accessibility you have, you're gonna do it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. And I think it's the same thing from the women's perspective, going back to what we talked about, what was it, last week or the week before, our younger women, I mean, our older women competing with younger women. And I think,
I'm just saying, I just throw it out there. I don't want your answer, but that's yes and no. But I'm listening though, carry on. That's yes and no, but go ahead. I don't want to talk about that. Right? No, I ain't lying.
Yeah. I think that one.
So like we said last time, I don't think it's a definitive. There are some women that are, but then you have plenty of women like us that's like, for what? Because we still have our own pool that gives us attention.
You got a house coat?
A house coat?
Yeah.
You mean like a robe?
No, a house coat.
What the
You know the house coat. Rodney, you know the house coat there. You just say running around here no house coat. House coat, one of them things you got to hold like this. Them the buttons. You ain't got no house coat. Okay. I think
that's the new thing. The rage is all about the moo-moos now. They've been around forever and umpteen days, but they all brand new again.
Yeah, I think that older men, what's the difference between women and men? But I do believe women have a certain level of competition. It may be indirectly. That's
Men
why I
do
say
too,
yes and
though.
no. Yeah, indirectly.
I
But
mean,
most of the time, but a old male straight line, he on top of the hill, he ain't studying none of it.
well,
Just being for real.
women have no less of competition than men do. And the reason I say that is because I could date you, I could date your son, or I can date your daddy.
But it's a difference.
And how is it different?
Go ahead, expound.
How is it?
I want you to explain first, then I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
Right.
So because men are doing the same thing, they feel like they can date you, your daughter, or your mama.
Okay.
We as women have the same access. It's just depending on who are we interested in and what are we looking for. Are we looking for a boy toy? Are we looking for someone that's more of a provider who's settled down? Are we looking for someone that we can have fun with? Are we looking for marriage? Are we looking for a relationship? Do we want to have kids? Understanding what you want determines who you want to date. So we still have a large dating pool regardless of our age, because there's men in their 30s going after women in their 50s and 60s. They don't want no kids. They're settled. They're stable financially. They see that woman and they go after her. I see that every day. Just like men date younger women because they want to have kids, whatever. So I still say there are women who may in fact be competing with young women, but there are a lot of us who are not because we're happy in our own lane.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It's a small percentage of y'all that's in your own lane. I agree with that because it's not 100%, but for the majority, and that's over 51%, or over 50%, the average woman end up turning into a competitor.
How is that?
How?
How?
It's because
how?
because we see it. Like it's proof in the pudding. It ain't like we just saying it because we like to talk, even though we some great talkers. But what I'm saying, and maybe not y'all, because I respect the women who don't. But the average woman is not in her lane. She's in her lane. She's what the same thing you said when you said you was in your lane. You're not. Most women do not travel their lane. They travel the lane that they feel like they can squeeze in. Most women compete with other women almost automatically. Like, I'm just telling you my observation. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but I'm about 92. But like for real, like the average woman, like you have very few women that I'm gonna say age gracefully and financially well off and just 100% secure in herself. The average woman has some type small level of envy in them for other women, which therefore it turns into, why is she with him? I know I can get him. Ooh, look at her. I kill that dress better than her. You see a lot of that. Now, will they verbalize it? Probably won't. But you can see it in the action and how they treat other women.
Yep.
You can see it, but it is some good women. There's some great women out there. But from what I see, far as on the law averages, a lot of them are competing. You can see it, and you can see it off in surgeries. You can see it off in how they act, they verbiage, how they communicate, because they're trying to sound a certain way to attract a certain thing.
But on the flip side, aren't men doing the same thing? So women may be going to get surgery, but now you see, what is it, the gray beard gang or whatever the guys are. They trying to dress with the fly suits and the color coordination and getting the the little silver fox looking going. They're in the pool, they're in the gym, they're working out, they're getting in shape. Are they trying to compete with younger men, or are they trying to just enjoy their life and stay healthy?
Now we just trying to stay alive.
Why?
That's why we going. That's why we walk, because we want to keep things working.
No lies told, Luke. What are you talking about? No lies told. Okay, so you want to keep things working. Well, why isn't it the same for women? A lot of women are getting mommy makeovers because their bodies have been ravaged by having babies. So they're going to get loose skin cut off. They're going to get excess fat taken off so they can feel healthy. Their joints can be easier and less painful. And they can have a better quality of life.
They've been ravaged because they've been laying down eating. That's why they ravaged. They ain't ravaged. They just were built that way. A lot of women, and I ain't gonna just point at the women because the men got a side too. I'm just speaking on the purpose of what you said, but like, because I done seen women mess around and say, all right, I'm finna get a BBL. Well, this basic stories I done read. So, and I be asking myself, like, why would they get a BBL? Because you already who you are. Now, if it's something you had to have, life or death, I get it. Because before you get those surgeries, they tell you, hey, man, you got to work out, you got to eat this, you got to do that to get to a certain point. You can do that for yourself. You can do that for yourself, but most of them are not, because they was looking at Instagram and they said, that whole bad. Oh, I want to look like her. Even whether they say it or not, most women that got BBL built exactly the same. Because you saw somebody and you put a standard on, that's what beauty looked like. Not realizing that men like flat dudes, tall dudes, short dudes,
Shake it, dude.
shake it,
Jelly,
you know what I'm
dude.
saying? Men like everything. Meaning that whatever lane you traveling, if you come in that lane, you're gonna present you. You're not gonna present a Mr. Potato Head.
Oh my God.
That being for real, put together. Men too, because we got men out here getting BBL stuff.
Me personally, I don't particularly like BBL. I'd rather look at a just regular natural one.
Regular old little bit of dude.
Yeah.
Regular old little bit of dude. Hey, I'm with you, right?
You know, flat chested, big chested, tiger stripe, doesn't matter. You know,
Because to me that's a
wrinkles, stretch marks, all
like if I meet Jay right now, if I never seen him before today, I'm like, man, that's big head ass. All right, yeah, that's what I want.
Go ahead.
And I want to talk some shit, but I like this big head ass good. So yeah, what? I'm gonna pursue her as that.
Yeah.
Turn around, have a head surgery, have waist that surgery. It'd be like, that ain't what I meant. Not saying I didn't care for what she got or still don't care for her, but I'd rather her say, come on this weight loss journey with me. And then I actually would appreciate her more. But I don't like her for doing it. I just would appreciate her more if she was just being herself.
Now, I do hear a lot of guys say that. I think I can really understand what y'all are saying with that context, because I do hear a lot of guys say that whenever I have these conversations with people. But again, I go back to saying that still doesn't mean that majority of the women are competing with younger women. I work with a trainer now, right? I'm not concerned about looking the way that I did 10, 15 years ago, but I want to be healthy now. I want to feel good now. I want to age gracefully. I want to be 50 looking like I'm 35 or 40, not 50 looking like I'm 70.
The Duke or the Duke's part up.
I wanted to sit up, but it's mine.
No, but you know what you saying. I'm a trainer. Yeah. And that's a whole different thing. Yeah. Because I remember back in 2009, I used to go to East Lake Park. Because I had my spurts when I worked out, but at this particular time, it was just one of them times. Yeah. I used to go out there and do 4 laps, which is 4 miles. Anybody who's been to East Lake Park, every lap I did 100 push-ups, 25 dips. Wow, I did that for months straight. It was a lady. Obviously, you can tell she just had a baby or whatever. She was a heavyset woman, but she used to go out there every single day. Before I got there, she had already did 2 or 3 miles. And when I left, she did 2 or 3 more. And she was in a plastic bag. And to watch her naturally transform was way more satisfying to see than somebody went down there and let somebody cut their duke off. I mean, but I don't like it.
Wake up.
I don't like it, but it was like, it was because you can tell she put the work in.
I agree with that. And that's why I said it's not all women. There are women like that who are going to get out there. There are women that are going to say, let me go work out with my besties, or let me work out with my man, or my woman. Let me go to the gym. Let me get a trainer. Let me, change my eating habits or whatever. And not all of us are doing that because we want to attract a younger type of man, or we want to compete with a younger woman. We're doing it because we want to age gracefully and feel good, right? Like there is such a thing as taking pride in your appearance, whether it's because of health or injury or whatever. There's such a thing as waking up and realizing, you know what, I don't look the way that I want to look anymore. I don't feel the way that I want to feel anymore. Yeah. So I think that we just have to have room in that conversation. Yes, there are women that they're trying to compete with the babies, and it is what it is. There are men trying to compete with the babies, and it is what it is. But there are also those of us who are in our lane and happy with ourselves, and we just want to be the best version of ourselves. And we got choices, because again, I could date your son, you or your grandpappy, and you can date the daughter, the mama, or the grandma. Like, we all have choices.
Okay, all right. Now I love the way, you know what I'm saying, how we just making it seem like we're all equal. Kumbaya. But and that's great. And that's beautiful. But all right, so let's take out that segment of men and women, to be fair, that's not compete, right? That's probably a very small percentage, but even in that percentage for men and women is different, because men and women compete differently. Yeah. All right, let's just say we are all 50 years old, right? In 50, I'm 50. Everybody on the panel 50 years old, and we were all out trying to actually date seriously. Do you think those numbers change as far as on your accessibility to who you are trying to get to? Because you got to remember, man or woman, if you're attractive to regardless of the age, that don't mean that they want to rise to be with you.
Very true.
this man or woman, because
I can only speak from my experience, but I would say in my experience, as I have aged, my dating pool has changed because I've preferred different types of people, but it has not gotten small. If anything, it has expanded because maybe my interests have opened up a little bit more and I've considered different candidates. Whereas before I was like, but as I get to know myself, as I learn, as I mature and understand different things, if anything, it has expanded. And I feel like I meet even better quality people through the years.
Let me ask you a question on that since you said
age is
expand.
too.
Now I know, and you know, because a woman, anytime she leave the house, you always having some guy holler at her. Now, let me ask you this: think back when you was 20 years old, and think now. At what age did you get the most people coming up to you, approaching you to try to get your interest?
I would say now.
You would say now?
It's been in the last, since I hit my 40s. But I think that's for a number of reasons. One, I think I'm more open. Whereas before I had resting bitch face. I'm okay with that. I have come to terms with that. So that deters some people. And that's always been there. You know, I've also been in long-term relationships a lot of my dating life.
Men don't care. We don't care about
saying they care. I'm not saying they care, but a lot of times we as women, we can see things coming and we're like, shut that down. No, thank you. And we'll shut a lot of things down before they have a chance to shoot their shot. But now
that's still an approach, even if you shut them down.
That's true too. But sometimes if we can see it, right, we can shut it down before they really get into the approach. Whereas now my confidence is different as I have sat in myself and gotten to know myself more and fallen in love with me more. I think that radiates and projects differently. So that is attractive to people. I get hit on by more women now as well because, you know.
Well, that may be well true. But I would say this right here. I would think for the vast majority of most women, they get more approaches, cat calls or whatever, when they're young in their 20s versus when they're in their 40s. I think for the, I'm not talking about the exception because you always gonna have someone who bloomed late. But I think for the vast majority, and I think most people in the audience will agree that women get approached more in their younger years than they do in their older years.
I don't know.
That's because it's assumed that they're like naive at that age.
No, it has nothing to do with being naive. We don't know you're naive until we talk to you.
No, but it's an assumption because a lot of times these are their first, few years of leaving home.
Benny, have you ever approached a woman? A bunch of women say, "Hey, she look naive. I better shoot my shot." Have you ever done that?
You might say she look easy.
Yeah,
not naive.
Oh, you may say this right here.
That's what I mean. Easy. Yeah, easy.
You may say she look fine. I ain't never.
I wanted to be nice about it. She look.
What I'm getting at is this right here.
I don't want to say easy. I said she looked naive, but yeah, easy.
Gypsy, get some water.
Listen, this is what I was getting at. Usually most women, in fact, not just women, but most people are their most physically attractive when they're young. In their 20s, most people are at their most physically attractive point is when they was in their 20s versus their 40s and 50s. That's most people. That's you got.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, and I think most people will agree with that. And so, though physical attraction is what piques a man interest, and that's why a man approaches a woman because he's physically attracted to her.
So I'm gonna jump back in on that, but to go back to these comments, R. Luke said some do look strange. The ass and the thighs don't match. I gotta agree with you when you're right. I'm with you when you're right. Sean Parker said, well, you do have cubs that love cougars, and this is all we are saying is women. We got a lot of cubs that be coming for the cougars. And you're right that men don't care if you got a man. I've had more men tell me, baby, I will be your side man. I will cut your grass. I will lick your bath. I will do whatever you let me do. And I think some of that's just game, but some of them mean it too.
But I'm glad you said that though. I think the difference is though where I think the word naive come in at is that women be thinking men want to holler at them because they really interested.
Yeah.
A lot of them holler because they seen some tights, they seen a camel toe, they seen an ass crack, they seen some cleavage, they seen some nipples. They saw I want to hit that old ass later. I'm gonna tell you because y'all my partners. You know, I ain't saying for all of it.
Okay,
it's not 100%, but I'm telling you, as a barber of 30 years, that 3 decades, talking to older men, young men, and all that, the average guy that's in his 20s that's hollering at an older woman is like, oh, fuck the old lady.
And that may be true.
It's because of the curiosity, and it's a conversational piece around the other early 20s. How the young man got me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She cooked me some greens at 3:30 in the morning. It's not because I want to start a future with her. But a 25-year-old woman will meet a 40-year-old man and mess around and end up being with him. She'll pursue him. It's a different level of pursuit.
Why is he looking at her? One, because she is typically more naive. One, two, she's more malleable. Three, if he's got financial assets and she wants those financial assets, she's more likely than an older woman to do what he wants and be his trophy or be controlled and manipulated by him. Whereas we're gonna be like, fuck you, number one, and fuck you, number two. She's gonna do it because she wants that cash flow where we're working for ourselves and we have our own cash flow. And then number four, a lot of men are gonna date younger women because they want a child.
No, because they want somebody
they want somebody who's mine, but a lot of them want a child, so they want to.
A lot of them are waiting longer now.
They might be combative, but they gonna do other things that make it better.
Right.
Yeah. Well, my thing is this right here. I think women may see that man with those as just simply having a resource to take care of family. Mostly, a woman most women don't want that said that broke dude. Well, that broke dude don't have any money, who don't have any resource. As a man, I made the older I got, the more I made. Each year that went on, I made more and more and more. When I first started working at my 20s, something like that, I wasn't making any money. I wasn't making anything really. Just I didn't even make enough to take care of me. So I certainly couldn't have been in a position to take care of family or take care of another person. So once I became older, and I worked to be able to get where I'm at now in life. I didn't just get here; a lot of years, a lot of education. Now, when I get ready to look at a partner, a mate, the woman, the next woman, I'm not looking to get some lady that's gonna be difficult to be with. I'm looking for somebody that can make my years easy, cooperative. Let's get along.
So let me catch
you don't have to know the signs of stroke for me. I want you to be able to give me a heart attack.
Okay, so let me catch the comments and then we're gonna come back to that. So the comments, our Luke said, I think 40s is a woman's sexual prime before she goes through the change. I do tend to agree with that. By late 30s and 40s, even if menopause is not close, a lot of women don't go into menopause into their late 50s, right? So
few y'all don't go to y'all late 50s. Been eating that fried chicken and shit. Late 30s, 40s. But I go ahead.
50s. So that being said, a lot of women, we've just come to know ourselves through experience, through experimentation, through our adventures, through living. So we have that confidence that dominates our personality and shines out a little bit brighter than maybe it did in our 20s and 30s. And that's why I think, like I said, you asked me, did I see a difference? And I can only speak for me in the circle that I tend to flow in. I get hit on more now, but I think that's a result of me settling into me and being able to express that more. And I hear that from a lot of women. Your boy says that, what's up, y'all? New to the channel. Thank you for joining us. Our Luke said, what's up?
What up, Luke?
Chilling. What's the topic? Okay, so we got y'all, we don't went way left with this, but we started off talking about our men in their 50s
still playing games.
And that was sparked by one of the people in the audience sending a video where there was a gentleman in his 50s, a black man in his 50s, saying that he got together with some of his homeboys and they were sitting around talking about coochie and how much they were getting and just silly things. And he was wondering, why are we not having more conversation about real estate, investing, mentoring, being vital in our communities, having grandkids? Like, why are we not more stable instead of talking about this crazy stuff. So we've gone around the bridge and down the highway, and we're relating it back to a topic that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, where we said we were asking based on a question that was submitted, are older women competing with younger women? So drop your thoughts into the comments as we're talking about this, because Gypsy and I have stood strong on the hill last time and this time that yes, there may be some women that are competing, but there are a lot of us who are like, first of all, fuck them. We trying to educate them, we're trying to love them and be like big sisters and aunties and share with them what we've known, but we're also content in our lane of being ourselves, because we still have our own dating pool, whether that be your son, your daddy, or your grandpappy. Just like men can date up or down, so can we as women.
It's a difference, though.
Sean Parker said, "No cat." What is you talking about? No cat. What was he talking about?
It's a difference, though, and you know, of course, I'm a very respectful guy.
What's the difference?
It's a very, very, very big distinction in a very attractive 50-year-old woman, very attractive 50-year-old man. Both of them financially straight, both of them financially sound, both of them got, let's just say, 2 children, the whole 9, everything matches. If they open up themselves to a dating pool, let's just say from 25 to 70, in a lot of cases, that man is going to end up being I don't want to say a bigger prize. I don't want to say that, because that ain't the right word. They're more of an asset in that. Just being for real.
Let's go true.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't mean, but I don't mean it bad though. I mean, because don't get me wrong. Now I know, like, I love women, and honestly, for myself, for the people looking, I just give perspective both sides. You know what I'm saying? But I would prefer an older woman myself. But there's also just falling on me. But I know most guys that's the same age I am, in the same position I am, they want something younger. And it ain't because they won't mess with nothing older, but the older woman is like I keep my little old chick around, but I want me something that's a little bit more, not so, I don't want to say green, but I don't want to say too experienced either, because sometimes the so-called so experienced women end up being a hard problem because they think they know everything. Some guys will want a woman, like you said, more malleable, more open to listening, more open to ideas, because a lot of women get stuck in their ways.
So
but men will
be. What you said, you don't want a woman who's argumentative, and I wanted to catch up on the comments, but I also want to address that, because that's something I hear all the time. I truly think that's a cultural and an ignorance thing, because I hear Black men say it all the time, specifically.
If a bunch of Black men said, listen to them.
No, because my my response is, what are Black men doing to get that response from Black women? And I'm not saying that Black women are
nothing. I don't think all those men lying. They're just hollering about when people.
All the women ain't lying either. When we hollering that y'all are part of the reason.
I agree, but see, now watch this. Since we want to debate, the Bible says y'all unjust and unstable, the ways of woman you'll never know. So who you think started the shit in that instance? Who riding? Who Jay? Now of course, I don't buy into all the hoopla, but for real, the average woman is they're easier to leave a relationship than a man, especially when they older.
That we're leaving relationships. I agree with that, because we get tired of the shit.
No, because all that think you fine, and y'all getting hit on by everything, and instead of staying where you at, where you stable, you would end up taking that little copper piece, thought it was gold, and mess your life up.
But the flip side, men are doing the same thing. That's the 80-20 rule that people have talked about for years. But that's the 80-20 rule that people have talked about for years. You would leave your 80% for that 20% that's over there in the corner shining.
And they will.
And then you get over there and get your feelings hurt.
I totally agree. But let me ask you this. Now, let's talk statistics, because I agree. It's all our opinion. And we're just speaking it out so that people can comment on it.
Yeah.
But statistically, when they say who filed for divorce more, who is it and what's those numbers?
But why are we filing
well, let's get the answer first. Then we'll come back up with that.
Right.
But for the happiness, the happiness is after they got everything they wanted.
Not all the time.
A man would give up his life for his family, and a woman would give up her family for her happiness.
And the reason why I said it now, because I don't want nobody to think we bashing.
Yeah.
But if you look at it for the numbers now, when they say, all right, who's starting these divorces off and why? And you get these reasons, all of them ain't irreconcilable differences. Some of it is, I'm just tired of him. He worked too much. He this too much. But
a lot of it is because men are cheating, because they're disrespectful, because they're emotionally defunct, because they are stuck in their caveman ways and not wanting to progress in their emotional intelligence or their intellect or in their understanding of let's let the hierarchy go and let's lead together. Because in order to be a true leader, you got to be able to lead and follow. And a lot of men don't know how to do that, don't want to do that, don't feel like they should have to.
I agree. Listen. Couple things. One,
hold on one second. Let me catch up on the comments because they getting back past me. Okay. Our Luke said 40 plus, the mind, intellect, and body should be in sync, and that's sexy. I'm with you when you're right.
Yeah.
Ronnie Ann said, hey Niecy, it's Ronnie.
Oh.
Sheriff said, hey Gypsy.
Hey,
Sean Parker said you were responding to our Luke's previous comment. Okay, when you were saying no caps. Our Luke, when I was 19, I dated a 38 and a 39-year-old. I was her boy toy. See?
Same thing I said though.
But we've been agreeing with that. A lot of times we're dating younger because we're not looking for them to be our man. We're looking for them to be our toy, and we have fun just like y'all do.
But you ain't looking for them to be your man because you know you ain't gonna be able to keep it.
But some people do want to be their man.
But
so there's both sides of that spectrum.
But that's when the delusion kick in and thinking that you 40 years old, you ain't gonna compete with nothing 21, 22. It ain't happening. But I feel you know, boy toy now. If they say boy toy,
I'm not dating a 19-year-old. That's way outside my scope of conversation. Y'all can have it.
No, they say boy toy. I get it.
Everything is about competition. Okay, what do you mean by that? Sure, everything is about competition. Your boy said older women are getting BBLs and younger women. Let's be careful not to throw all the shade on the older ladies now, because I see 21, 22, 25, and 30-year-olds getting more ass than a little bit. Okay.
But the other thing is that I think it stands out more because the older women.
Okay, you formulate that.
They just pop up with your ass like, how you like not supposed to say nothing. Like, where did you get that from?
I mean, just to get some water. Get some water.
Gypsy, I'm feeling you, Gypsy. She's speaking her mind.
I'm not mad. Get some water.
You know, be subtle about it. Make it look like you worked out. Damn.
Oh shit.
Get a little bit of time.
Little bit of time.
Going back to what you said about all these men cheating. Men cheat just like above the rate of women cheat. Not a big difference. It's not a big difference between
it's not.
We're just better at it.
But go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead
and saying that, you know, even though it's not this big thing of just out there a bunch of men cheat. So, and as it relates to, you said men just hadn't learned how to work in partnership with women. Everybody need to lead together. That's not how things work. That's not how any business works. There's always going to be a leader in a business. Everybody cannot make
business fails when that leader cannot take feedback from their subordinates, their employees, team members, whatever you want to call them.
Sometimes business fails. Sometimes couples and family fail. That's a part of life. Everybody's not guaranteed to succeed. But I do know this right here. I do not know any business where you have two heads making decisions, or in the family in which two people make all the decisions. And what happens when they have a disagreement?
They're supposed to share in the decision making.
But there has got to be a head and got to be.
But the head can't turn without the neck. So if we want to use body parts to define this, the head cannot turn without the neck and the rest of the body. So if we want to say that the man is the head, then the woman still dominates everything because she's helping that head to turn and make those decisions through information. So that being said, whatever. That being said, you're not gonna beat me in this argument because I literally do corporate training, and this is what I'm gonna say. For every training that I have sat in when there was no leadership in that training, they didn't implement. when the leadership from the CEOs or the directors or the executives or whoever take the time to be in that training with their people from the top to the bottom, guess what they do? They implement. They make more.
And you said it right there. You said from the top to the bottom. Which means from the top, there was one person at the top.
No.
That's the
but you're not letting me finish my point. Okay. To rebuttal what you're saying, the point that I'm getting to is that leader still has to humble themselves and understand there is something that their subordinates understand. There's something that their team members understand. There is something that everybody in the hierarchy, whatever level they exist on, understands from the top to the bottom. Everybody has feedback that is valuable to the success of that business. So when we translate that to relationships, the woman has just as much value as the man has in a relationship. And I personally think a lot of relationships are failing because there are too many men that still operate in that chauvinistic mindset that women are less valuable. And statistics show that women suffer more in marriage and are more unhappy and have more health issues after they are married than men do. Men get healthier, women get sicker. Men are happier, women are less happy when they get married. Women are statistically more happy when they are single, and there's a reason for that.
You want me to tell you the reason why? Because you didn't sit there and talk for 5 minutes. So, right, I'm going to tell you, and that's cool. That's cool.
I had to make my point.
I love the point. But listen to this. You can give me all these numbers about women, how they unhappy and all that. But let's talk about how many, what's the number, since you know all these numbers, about how many of them cheat in these marriages?
I think it's even.
No, it's not.
Yes.
You think it's even, but I'm telling you it's not, according to statistics. So I get that. So when you think about all women, yes, I'm saying this statistic now, all we can do is go by that. Because right now we're giving our opinion on how we feel, and I get it. Women cheat more because women, they deal with way more emotion than men. So that means it can be, because I've heard women say before that I was messing with years ago that were in relationships or whatever, the ass was cheating. You know what they say they were cheating on that man?
Wow.
He worked too much.
That is not the only reason.
No, that's one of them. And I said that first because that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. You know what I'm saying? He worked too much, but he take care of you. All right, so you unhappy because of that. You unhappy because you can't get what you want at the time. But everything in life goes by order.
Right.
So if you got,
what does that mean? Is that over a period of time?
No,
everything
goes by order. Period, for that man and that woman. Like, it's no bias in that. But I'm speaking on to how you were saying how they unhappy and how they unhappy when they get married. You unhappy when you got married because you might have married Willie because he was financially strong, not because you wanted to be with him. That's why you're unhappy. You're not unhappy because he's not doing his job. You're unhappy because you made a bad decision. You ain't got to. That's fine. So what I'm saying is, but that's real though, because you got a lot. Like, I rarely hear about guys I know that say, "Ooh, I'm finna date her because she got a nice car. She look like she can take care of me." Isn't some of those guys exist? But that's a very minute. But how many women you holler about if he ain't got this, he ain't got that, he ain't got this or that? Which means you're a data guy for that, not looking at his personality or he beat women or he's a clown.
So how does a man lead if he doesn't have those resources?
But I'm saying, but the thing is, when you choose that, you still got to choose a guy that matches your personality description, because the guy that has the money may not be for you, because the average guy that got plenty of money gonna have plenty of women too. So that's what I'm saying. It's almost like you will take him over. I'm gonna say Rodney name over Rodney, who makes a little bit over minimum wage, who says that I work hard. She'll say he broke his hair because he can't afford what she wants, but he's stable though. But you'll take the cat who's rich and take them ass whoopings, take them trips, take all this, have a couple of children, then 5 years later you holler about how miserable you are. Well, no, I'm not saying it's right, but a lot of them will do that for a few years until they get in a position to get what they want. Now you're unhappy because you know you can take a lot of that wealth with you.
Okay, so you've been talking for 5 minutes.
3. But that's real though. A lot of women would do that.
Yeah.
I don't see too many guys like, I just take her and she ain't got no money, I'm unhappy. No, if she's attractive like he likes, he'll take her and he'll level her ass up. And I'm not saying women don't do that. They will. But you'll find guys leveling up a chick that's way financially stronger than him, then vice versa. And we know that.
Say that again. You'll find guys that are leveling up.
You'll have a guy that's financially well off that will level a woman up that's not as financially strong with him than a woman who's leveled up that'll take a guy and level him up.
Mm.
And that's proven. That's proof in the pudding. That's statistically right. All that. But I'm not saying that they wrong for what they do because it's a personal choice. But we know statistically, women cheat more and women tear them houses up. Even in lesbian relationships, they 72% stronger than that shit in divorce. So that means what? If two women's divorcing at a high rate, that means it's who? It's the Can't help but be the woman that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's bad. I love them. What I'm saying, I know their problems too. That's why I don't have those kind of problems. But I know that. Well, I know you're full of shit. So we're gonna be full of shit together. But the
Oh,
thing,
Lord.
you go talk about how bad these men is. Most women in this proven that they do not like accountability.
How is it proven that women don't like accountability?
So I'm telling you, I'm lying. All right,
I need to know what you mean by this. What What do you mean women don't like accountability?
Because the average woman, most of them are self-centered.
Okay.
Most of them are if not narcissistic, they're semi-narcissistic.
Damn.
Real talk.
What?
The average woman. Now, notice I'm not saying now, you and Gypsy may be different. Y'all some good ones and but the average woman.
These damn short jokes again.
But the average woman, and right now, I ain't lying. The average man, I'm just telling you, it's hard to get them to accept accountability. It's very hard.
But I think the problem here's the God's honest truth. I think the biggest problem that most of us as Black women have and Black men have is that we are often saying the same thing and neither side can hear that. Because a lot of Black women have the same concern, complaint, whatever you want to say about Black men, that y'all don't want accountability. And I hear this from a lot of women in general. So we're going to say men and women too. But y'all don't want accountability. Y'all want to do fuck shit. You want to cheat. You want to manipulate. You want to dominate. You want to control. You want to have all these archaic thoughts and ideas. And you want this perfect 1950s woman. You want her to be a freak in the bed, a lady in the streets. You want her to keep a house, take care of all these things without complaining.
All those women are doing.
And they're being well provided for. That Asian woman is oftentimes getting a Mercedes. That white woman and that Latino women are oftentimes getting Lexus, Lamborghinis, Mercedes, Range Rovers, and everything else. They're getting budgets for their self-care. They're getting regular maintenance money and whatever they're asking for. Black women are not always getting that because what we're being told is a gold digger. But that same man will tell that Black woman she's a gold digger and then go willingly give it to another woman.
Absolutely.
I would say this right. Statistics says otherwise. The poverty rate is, especially around Alabama, looking at about $20,000. $26,000. That's not a whole lot of Range Rovers being purchased off of $26,000.
But that's not the point. The point is you made the comparison that we are not behaving in the same way that other women are behaving. We're not getting the same treatment that other women are getting. So if you want us to behave in that way, give me a Range Rover or a Mercedes. Give me a maintenance budget for my self-care. Give me a maid. Give me a housekeeper. Give me a whatever I'm asking for. And most Black women will say, I will give you whatever you want in return. But that's not happening.
For me to give you, in order to get submission, with basically that's what you described is submission. What you get, I got to get you a maid. I got to get you what to cook, Range Rover, and all those things. What do I get?
I don't know. What do they get from the other women?
What
are they getting from the other women?
But then, I'm serious. What do a man get for working so hard to give you all of those?
I don't know. What are they getting from the other women? Because you're the one that keeps bringing that example up.
No, you're the one.
I responded to you. You said Asian women and Latino women and all these other women are doing this. What are those men getting from that?
According to what they obey.
Well, it may be obeying too. But I'm just saying this right here.
They're getting cooperation because they are being financed. You give a Black woman finance and you take the burdens off of her shoulders, and most times she's gonna cooperate too.
Even in those homes in poverty, where you have the man, the woman, they in poverty, they still married. They still having a relationship. You still have mother, father, and kids. They still have that. I'm simply saying, listen, this is what I'm saying.
I think you're
I'm simply saying that if it's is existing in other communities,
So I think you're
in other
romanticizing it
cultures.
and fantasizing it because you're describing something that's perfect and there's literally nothing that's perfect. And
Right.
that's
No,
what
there's
most
no
women are
that
facing.
these
Black women are
families
constantly
in-
being told that they're not good enough because this woman does this, why can't you? That woman does that, why can't you? And when we give
If-
y'all that same medicine back, it's like, well, why you
Right.
gotta throw it in my face?
I know a lot of I
Right.
work in a community where they have a large population of Hispanic families. They are not wealthy, but they are family. Mom and daddy. Daddy don't necessarily come up all the time because he's at work. But you have the rest of the family. They still together. They still together. Even those African families that come in, they still together. But
So
if
why are
they
they
can
still
do,
together
if
and black
they
men are
can
not
do
with
it,
black women?
if they can do it, we should be able to do it.
I don't disagree with you on
But
that
you
point.
said in order for you to do it, the man got to give you a maid, a cook, a Range Rover, and all
I
that.
didn't say me personally, but I do say that a
If
lot
I'm
of
in a
women want
position to
that.
give, okay, if I'm in a position to give any woman Range Rover, cook, a maid, housekeeper, and give you an allowance, you better believe I'm not just picking just one woman, but you better believe when the woman that I pick for to give all that, she gonna be world class, model looking status. You better believe that.
And you're going to get that because you're paying her.
Yeah, I'm paying you.
No, not me.
I'm paying you.
Not me.
You just said in order for you to get those things, you gotta have that.
Not
I'm
me.
paying you.
But I was speaking an example, right?
That's
not
what I'm
me.
doing, speaking an example, because I'm not buying it.
So my point is, if you are talking about you want a world class this and a world class that, you're gonna get it because you're paying for it. Most younger women are not gonna date an older man unless he's bringing some type of finance to the situation to finance her circumstance and her life and bring something that she wants to the table, right?
Let me ask
So
you
again, there's an even exchange. If you like it, I love it. Have fun with that. But again, when y'all say that
Right.
we as black women don't want
when you was
accountability,
younger,
we're
did you
screaming the
date
same things a lot of y'all.
older guys when you was young?
Yes and no. Some I dated my age and some I dated older.
But did you not date? Okay, you dated. Now, well, let's say this: when you was in, let's say 19 years old, 20, 21, then you date guys 25, 26, guys who had that nice car, nice dress, nice.
Yep.
When I was 21, I was dating a 26-year-old. He had a steady employment, college graduate. We met in school. No, he wasn't driving a nice car. Now, he made good money, but he was more frugal.
Well, the thing
But you know
about
why?
he was more financially
He
stable.
was financially stable, but you
Same.
know what drew me to him? First of all, it took him a year to get my attention. And then second of all, when he got my attention, it wasn't because of the money or any of the things that he had. It was because of how he treated me. He made my life easier.
Yeah, open space.
Well, yeah. What do you mean by that?
You had cleared the roster. You made space for him.
That's after being friends on.
Yeah.
You was friends on.
Take you the whole year.
You was friends on.
You gave him a little attention just enough to keep him around.
Yeah.
Because you had what you say you had flies in the buttermilk. So you could. I ain't gonna say you couldn't. You just chose not to. You didn't say he's a good dude. Let me wait till I get right now. Let me try to get right now.
You got a nice job.
Yeah.
Had him in school.
No, but yeah, no, this is the God's honest truth. The reason that it took me a year for us to date was I never really even knew that he was interested in me like that. Like we all hung around, it was a group of friends, and people mentioned things, and I guess I was just kind of oblivious. And finally, one day, he and I sat down and had a conversation. He was like, "No, I really have been trying to get your attention," and I was like, "Oh, okay, well."
Let me ask you this though. Now let me ask you this.
Sure.
I'm going to be non-biased. Do you really think
God.
he was trying to get your attention for a year, or he said that when y'all sat down because he was really trying to get your attention? He would have tapped you on the shoulder and straight up told you.
He had told me that he liked me, but I felt like, okay.
Friend zone.
I mean, he's probably right. I probably did friend zone. I don't know.
He already pushed him in.
That's right. Kept him over there and pulled him out later on. Yeah, put him in there. He ready. Come on, I
He
go.
ready.
After the does, come on out the closet.
Oh God! But honestly, the reason he got my attention was because he made my life easier, right? So if we were all hanging out and we had went to study after school or something, and I needed to go to the gas station, he would say, "I'm gonna follow you to the gas station. It's late," and he would pump my gas. if I needed something on the way to school, he would call me and check in. Hey, you gonna get there on time? You good? You need anything? Like, he just stepped into position to be of help to me, and that made me want to be of help to him. There was
I need somebody
right, and he did those things. But there was reciprocity, right? There was reciprocity of how can I make your life easier? What can I do for you as well?
So
right?
when he was buying all that gas at the gas station, buying you lunch and picking up little books and things, what were you doing for him? Just allowed him to do it?
I think one day I actually asked him because I wasn't sure, like, why are you doing all of this and I don't have the same to give to you? And what he said is, I brought peace.
Giving reciprocity.
Well, my reciprocity, he said I was giving him peace. Like,
you believe that?
I wasn't sexting him, so I mean,
I definitely believe that. No, that's what I'm saying. Now, that's what I'm saying. Like in the real conversation, this non-bite, I don't even know you right now. I don't know Rodney. I don't know Gypsy. But right now, realistically, well, no, I'm saying just so for Tanya, Luke, Sean,
Come on.
Shield, so we can get some context.
Yeah.
So you think he was doing all that, and his answer was, "Oh, I just want to make your life easy." You really believe that?
No, that's not.
Now we did. Now, in all fairness, we did. We started dating. It turned into a relationship. He did propose. I think he was genuinely a good guy. Like real talk. I think he was genuinely a good guy.
Well, where? He's this great guy that the Lord has made. That the Lord made right now. Where is it? And he made your life easier by your own decision. What happened to him?
He did all those great things without even asking.
Yeah.
Now, good.
Now, not saying that. Now, of course, not pulling out a shove. We're gonna pull out just a big side tablespoon and dig a little bit.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to own it and say I was the issue.
So a woman who, I just want them to hear, because I know Lord had told me. What I'm saying, for a woman to have all that she wanted, I want to make your life easier. I'm for you. I'm with you. I'm straight. I'm educated. And what happened? And how many women you think felt the same way, like you saying, with the guy that made their life easier, and you wanted a guy that carried a pistol in his waist with no holster.
Oh my God.
With some sweatpants. What made you choose him over the guy that really was like, this my baby? I want to make your life easier. What will make, and not just ask me personally, what will make a woman make that decision?
Now, in all fairness, I didn't choose another person over him. The reason that our relationship ended, he had bought the ring. We were planning everything. I didn't like the ring. He showed it to me after he bought it, and I didn't like it. He took it back to get a different one. And no, but that wasn't the reason we broke up.
I got rid of your ass.
I
bought a ring. I don't give a damn if you got to put on them glasses that make your eyeball live in them holes to see it. It's the thought that counts.
No.
So
that was asinine because it wasn't that the ring was too small for me. It was that I want one. For me, it wasn't that the ring was too small. It was actually that the ring was too big. That was one of the reasons I didn't like it. That was one of the reasons I didn't like it. It was just a little overwhelming. So he took it back. He got something different. That led us to having the conversations on, okay, well, once we move in, together, what kind of house are we getting? How are we handling the bills? He was a very traditional man. I got the bills. I got the household. You save your money, blah, 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 blah. At 21, that was kind of overwhelming to me, right? And I admit that was kind of overwhelming to me. We got through that. The reason that we ended up actually breaking up was because he had, I will just say, some mental health challenges, right? And my thought process was, because I genuinely loved him, my thought process at that age was, it's not fair for you to table that and have all this focus on me to be a husband and be, everything that you're trying to be for me. Let's put this on pause. We're still going to get married, but let's put this on pause so that we can put this on the front and make sure that you're good first. When you're good, we can pick this back up and, keep it moving. And he was just focused on, no, we've set this timetable. We need to go ahead and merge in the household so I can, handle things and start building a life for us. And I was very aware, just having dealt with things with my parents and family members that had mental health challenges, that was not a battle that I could walk into that way if he wasn't willing to prioritize taking care of himself. So it came down
Who
to
diagnosed his mental health issue?
his therapist, because
Right.
he had one. Like and real talk, I having two parents with mental health issues, having seen it run through my family, it was not a battle that I could take on if he wasn't willing to prioritize being well. So that led us to the point of a standoff. We either get married or we break up. And I chose to break up.
Well, I'm under the impression that women don't leave men who they respect of that or that.
That's not true.
Well,
As
that's
long as they're not getting walking
That's
around
not true.
with your eye hanging out. Women do not leave men who they respect and value.
That's not true. I've left plenty of men I respected and even cared for. We leave for different reasons, just like men leave. I am a firm believer you can love a person, genuinely love a person, and still choose not to be with them.
right.
Be like, okay, let me catch up on these comments real quick while we're waiting on Benny to come back.
Yeah.
Okay. At 20, we were uneducated and out there unless you were taught differently. I agree with you when you're right. Your boy said some older women are competing with younger women. They can afford the best enhancements. And so
Well,
can the younger women, because they getting it in, going to Mexico and Florida and all these other places. They getting it
And
in.
they come out with
is
one
it
two
safe,
teeth
though?
than the other.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie though. It's the doctor I've been seeing. One of my Facebook friends, I think, works with him as his staff, and she's always promoting his work. He good.
Oh, on 280? Okay.
I didn't even know it was a good one here, but yeah,
Yeah.
this dude is good. I'd be like, damn, it looked. I guess it looked real. Hell, I don't know.
I'm like this. I saw his staff. Seemed like the whole staff had some type of enhancement.
They his best promotion though. They his best marketing.
Maybe they get a discount.
Gosh, I hope they do. Tanya Davis says, "Speak, sister. What was we talking about, girl?" Our Luke said, "Men out here acting right." No, they not acting right. They're not acting right. Sean Parker said, "BBLs is whack." You know what I say?
I'm with you, Sean.
Thank you. I say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I don't drink beer, y'all, but I'm gonna try this tonight. I say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You like it, I love it.
That ain't true.
I do.
You like it, you don't fuck with it.
See.
Our Luke
That's
said
true.
the older women are going through their midlife crisis. Hey, we matching the men's energy. We out here just falling apart, right? Get it together, doing what we do. Sean Parker said, sometimes you got co-CEOs. Yes.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm a big fan of leadership being available and accessible, and those are the most successful businesses that you often see with longevity and loyalty. Tanya Davis said, but is he really taking care? See, thank you, Tanya. Is he really taking care of me when he neglects me by working too much? Is he taking care of me when my love tank is dried up due to no attention? I think that's the fundamental difference in how men and women think. Men think, well, I'm providing, I'm paying the bills, I'm taking care of the household, I'm making sure the car, got gas and the oil is changed, the yard is cutting, all these things. But if you're not touching her, if you're not giving her love and her love languages in the way that makes sense for her to receive it, does she feel love? Which goes back to, I think we can genuinely love a person and have respect for them and leave them if we don't feel fulfilled.
But watch this though. But watch this though. Now, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think that's a very important conversation that we need to have. And I think that love for women and love for men is entirely two different things, and they have two entirely different meanings. A man shows you he loves you throughout his action. Like if I'm like, for example,
he do too.
So yeah, that's true too. But right now we talking about the man. You got your time to talk about the women. They don't be trying to switch it and merge us. We ain't no team on this. I'm gonna tell you from this side, that side. If I'm dating a woman, I ain't gonna sit around and hold you and cuddle you and shit all the time. I'm not gonna do that, because my primary goal is I promised this woman that I was gonna take care of her. So I'm not gonna come to you like, man, shit, all that working, they right here, give me the house. Get what I'm doing? I'm just gonna grind. I'm gonna come in. I may come in all times of night and all. And your whole thing is you're not spending enough time. You always say work, but you ain't considering that your life is being financed by this dude. How do I feel? You think I want to go to work 17 out of 24 hours in a day? Most men will never complain about what he's doing as woman because the woman will use that against him, saying, well, damn, you ain't had to do it. You did that because you wanted to. You did that because you wanted to. But him, he like, no, instead of me complaining about that, let's just say that ring or that car, I'm just going to work extra shifts to do that. I may not communicate with you. I would expect you as a mature woman to say, well, damn, how's the well-being of my dude? This dude work a lot. Why is he working a lot? You don't care about why he's working a lot. You just worried about the time you're not getting. But look, which one you want? A man with a lot of time or a lot of money? One of them is going to be obsolete.
A woman want a guy with a whole lot of time.
She's going to cheat on him. That's real. I mean, I ain't saying that it's just, but I'm generalizing. But a woman with a guy that's around her all the time, you know, I need some space. Rodney, go get your friend. Rodney, go out with your friends, go bowling, go do something. But the man who work all the time, the complaint about him is he never has the time. That's why I say, even in the Bible, say the ways of a woman you'll never know. The emotions of her requires a lot of things that's realistically unrealistic. It's just being real. If I'm broke as hell,
Look at that comment right there.
What's that?
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
I have a question. Why are women valued by their physical appearance only? That is the only variable for men. Everything that I have heard is about how she looks.
All right, can I start off? You know, I don't mind.
Go ahead.
Can I start off? Hey, Sher, how's it going, Sher? Good evening. All right. First off, everybody start off with a physical appearance. I ain't never met a person say, that motherfucker small. She got a high-ass IQ. Let me talk to her. No, it was face, titties, hair, ass, stomach shape, walk. It was something that drew.
Okay.
And what kept that conversation going was about the things that I found out after we started talking. There's men and women. Next question.
Yeah. You asking a man and not to be a man when you take physical attraction out. That's biology.
Yeah,
biology.
Even with women, if we ain't never met, she see me, she be like, bald head motherfucker might be all right. But now when I start talking, you may be like, ooh, he is so immature.
Right.
But everybody meet people based on looks. Now, looks ain't gonna keep you, but looks will definitely start that conversation off.
Now I have to agree with that. I'm more sapiosexual, meaning I'm attracted to the mind, but there still has to be something about that person that makes me even want to pay attention.
That's right.
Now, because if he's not visually attractive and there's something in the conversation, you know, he might have an opportunity. But if he's visually attractive and handsome, but that mind is trash, he needs to go on about his business. So I do agree with you on that.
I'm always right. I'm born on this.
By the way, I'm gonna say this right.
Well, I'm right there with you, bro, because I'm on the third team. Hey, like, yeah, we're gonna hold that crowd together because Sagittarius.
Well, I was reaching out and just saying this to remind everyone. I am a photographer, and I am my on Instagram is Rodney Williams Photography. I have shot a lot of pictures with women with BBLs. In fact, I have some clients who I shot their pictures before and after. And I'm gonna tell you, now I do a good job, but personally, I think they look a whole lot better prior to the.
They look better prior.
Yeah, they look a whole lot better prior to it.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I am a person, man. I'm very fair, and for the listeners, I like to bring up different topics because I like to start shit, but not in a bad way. It's just for us to talk about. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying. But one, I definitely respect Gypsy's opinion, Jay's opinion, because they are actually 100% right. But it's just more too, because like like when Miss Tanya said about the women be hot. Oh, well, that's all about the look. Look, a woman does not go out and let's just take BBLs out of it. Women don't get their hair done, spend an hour and a half making their face up to not be looked at and complimented. Am I lying? When you do that, because that's the case, you'll get up, wash your face, brush your teeth, and leave. But no, you get up, you carefully select what you're gonna wear. Shoes match the belt, or shoes match the scarf, or shoes match the belt, round or match the. All this shit matches. Why? Because you may not be looking for somebody to say something to me, but if somebody like, God damn, good, you look good. What the fuck? What you? Ooh, shit. You love them compliments.
Why not?
That's why you do it. Because the beauty attracts the person first to even make them interested enough to talk to you.
Yeah.
I met your fine ass. Now what you talking about? Oh shit, she's slow and she stutter. I ain't interested no more. Fuck that fat ass. She's slow. Am I lying? You'll say that. Then you may say that after you hit though. But that's real though. Same thing with a woman. She may be like,
let me tell you the category of what they do. And immediately put this category in. Just don't take them on your fault. Just don't take them I come by, I come see you. I come to you.
Let me come to
ain't
you.
going nowhere. I'll tell you, we can go. I can come to your house. You come to my house.
I don't want to
ask me to go out. You ain't going now.
And that's a real but guess what? It's the same way. A woman may be like, damn, Terry in them streets, he with all that stupid shit, but he is fine and he can lay it down. You will keep him around until you find something equal or better.
Yeah, that's when he's just a boy toy.
But the boy toy, even to have a boy toy, you had to like something about him to make him a toy. You don't just play with garbage pail kids.
Right.
You don't just play with a motherfucking my buddy because it's now you play with the toy you wanted. And you know, playing with that toy, you can end up with children from that toy and have more toys. All this can happen. So when you choose him, you like him. You just don't like what he stands for, but you like him. And you really hoping that he'll change.
So you're saying women, we like them and we're hoping they'll change, or we keep them until we have a better option, whereas men don't give a damn. They ain't got to like you, they ain't got to respect you as long as you got a hold and you fine.
A man will slay a snake if you hold him still. Hey, you don't believe that, do it. Hold up that head still. No. And then they'll fight that snake ass up.
Growing up, I remember this girl in growing up in the neighborhood, used to walk in the neighborhood. She was obviously special needs. She got 3 kids. She got 3 kids. So I'm gonna tell you, if she can get a kid, she got 3. Yeah. You know. And Tanya said physical attraction is the first attraction, and looking good makes you feel good. I agree with you, Tanya.
I'm with you when you're right.
Tanya, what up, Tanya? Tanya ain't lying.
Our Luke said, you ain't lying.
Especially on Tuesday, Luke. I know exactly what he's talking about.
Our Luke said he was investing in you. You better believe he wanted.
Oh, I get that what he meant.
No, he was investing in you.
Okay.
You better believe he wanted to cash out his investment. Okay.
Yeah, you talk about the
oh, right. But in all fairness, I did love it.
Let's go, Luke.
Right.
Yeah, he said investing. Okay, he corrected that. Back to Tanya. Physical attraction is the first attraction. Looking good makes you feel good. I wholeheartedly agree. And I think that men downplay the fact that other women do dress up for other women too, because we hype each other, we blow each other up, we pour into each other. So a lot of the times we want to look good for ourselves, and then we know our friends or those other women that see us are going to hype us up. And then yes, we also recognize that men are going to hype us up, but a lot of times we prioritize the women over you.
Well, yeah. If you like girls,
that's the same.
If you like girls, because and I'm gonna tell you why. You may put that shit on. Is nothing like saying that woman saying, "Bitch, you look good, bitch, you bad." Right. But guess what? It ain't shit like a dude coming out that's dressed nice, and nice little cologne,
smelling good.
Hey, beautiful, how you doing? Is that such and such? Is that on a Karen? That compliment sound way better than from a heterosexual woman hearing that shit from another heterosexual woman. Now, if you're into women and all that, that shit cute. You want validation from her. But if you are into men, that one good girl, appreciate it. But you also know that shit can be fake. Because the woman will hype your ass up just because she don't want to make your ass look bad. Like you may be.
Might look like a troglodyte.
You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Girl, you look good. Girl, look at her. Makeup thick and shit. But it's not valid. So a dude come through, because you know that shit for real. If a dude come through complimenting you, buying drinks and all that, you like, well, hell, even if he don't like me,
he might just want some ass, so he might be fake too.
But he still got to somewhat like you to get some ass.
But you just said y'all ain't gotta like him or respect
him. Well, no, but I'm saying, but I still gotta have a certain level of interest in you to even slay though.
But that's not what you said. You said, "Oh, the snake open and y'all slay."
Yeah, but if you had to like that motherfucker too, that bitch slithering. You had to like something about that too. You may not keep it, but a compliment from a strong heterosexual man is way more valid.
Now,
Any woman can put on.
there is
I
as a
do
heterosexual
agree.
woman.
Look at
Yeah,
Jips.
I told you, wake up,
Jips.
baby, drink some
Jips.
water.
I do. I agree with him.
You wearing that bandana, baby.
It's leading
But-
to
That sound way better than a woman saying, girl, bitch, you kidding that bandana. But if I said it, it's a whole different thing. It's a difference.
Now, I agree. As a heterosexual woman, I love my girls, but there is
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
like a nice looking man or a man that you are interested in, because that's really what holds the
It's
weight.
really
And
what
a
ultimately
man that
matters.
you are
Because
interested
if
in.
you're not interested in him, it don't matter what kind of compliment he throw your way. It's just
Now, we
like
still gonna be two fingers.
Yeah, I
But
agree with that.
even if you're not interested, it's still you get that validation.
Yeah.
Now, you know, you still want to be told you look good. You
Yeah.
look good, smell good. Hey, I like this. You know,
why you need validation from a booger wolf?
listen.
Hey,
That's the same reason why you got folks who do all kind of crazy stuff on the internet. They do it for the likes.
yeah.
Everybody wants to like.
But watch this though. Even from what you classify as a booger wolf, if you came out, they just say you came out your house is 7:51. You just came out, right? And then you walk off into, let's just say in Birmingham, you walk off into the plum bar. You done took a little time, you got your makeup done, you smelling good, you done picked out the perfume, the dress, the shoes, the belt, the purse, the gloves, whatever you got, the glitter, lotion, all that shit. You pick this out. If you mess around, go out, even from the guy you're not attracted to, the first guy you see, he say, hey, damn, Miss Lady, hey, how you doing? You look really nice today.
Yeah.
You still like, I killed them all with this.
Yeah.
Mm.
I snap. And even though he may not say nothing else other than, baby, you look really
Even
good
if
in
you
that
look like
today. Yeah, I mean, but even though he still gave you the compliment, and he might have not even been trying to holler. He might have just said, because I do it all the time, baby, you look real good and you smell good. Hey, you killing them and walk off.
Yeah. I mean, I do that all the time. I give men compliment all the times, and we don't have to want them. It's just a compliment, right? But I do agree with you that there is something to. There's nothing like a man hyping a woman up,
Or
right?
vice versa.
And vice versa. And especially if you like that man or you're interested or he's attracted, you know, there's a vibe or some chemistry. It just makes you all warm and tingly inside.
I don't get sharp for my homeboy to be like, nigga. Boy, that ball is a motherfucking smooth nigga. Boy, you gonna kill him all.
Like,
Boy, that motherfucker print, no. I don't want that shit for them niggas. If they now a dude may sit down, bro, that clean. Don't you shower with a dude say you clean.
Yeah. But you go compliment.
But a woman saying, wait.
Well, I compliment women all the time because one, I work in point of sale, and so I'm gonna tell you look good. I'm gonna go over the top with it.
you gonna make that money.
There you go. I'm trying my best. I'm gonna go over the top.
I ain't mad at you.
So
looking good makes you feel good.
No,
you right, Tony.
I'm gonna talk about you. From your head to your shoes. I'm gonna say the same thing over and over again. And I hope I don't have any customers on here that see me out there.
So they gonna be like, in line. Send me in line.
I'm gonna tell you, let's just say it. Women love to hear this. Go bad bitch, go bad bitch. Go.
Hey.
They love to hear it.
Now,
And I'm gonna use it too. Because I'm gonna get that sale. I'm gonna make that sale.
now, I do have to bring this one last question up before we start to wind it down. We were actually supposed to ask this like 3 weeks ago. We just never got to it. But somebody submitted a post and asked, and I think I saw it. I don't know. But yeah, I saw it. There was a discussion that was shared, and there was some screenshots of a text conversation where a young man and a young lady were dating. He had a child from a previous relationship. Gypsy, drink some water. And she had a daughter. They did not live together, but they had been together for about a year. He had apparently promised the young lady that he was going to buy her daughter a pair of shoes when he got paid. When she messaged him and said, hey, it's almost Friday. Are you going to buy her those shoes? He said, hey, I'm going to need her to wait 2 more weeks till I get paid. My son's mom let me know that he's outgrowing his shoes. So I'm going to take my check this week, take him to the mall, because if he outgrowing his shoes, he's likely outgrowing his clothes, right? He's a growing boy. I'm going to go and take him to the mall, do it up, make sure that he has everything that he needs. Well, that led to some words being exchanged, and they broke up.
Yeah, I can play.
Well, she broke up with him.
I know.
And
because
what got me was
she
there was
selfish.
no, I'm agreeing with you. I was
That was
actually surprised that there were a lot of women in the comments saying, well, I can understand why she feels that way. Honestly, I couldn't, because and he did bring up this point. That little girl has a father.
Hey, I had to make the I put about lack of accountability.
Well,
he think no, not you.
No, I'm saying he brought up this little girl has a father.
It's always somebody else's fault. That's lack of accountability.
Right. And she said, well, you know, he's not gonna do it. And my thought process was, so your child's father's a deadbeat, and you now want your man to be a deadbeat to his child so that your child can have some shoes she don't even really need.
But let me throw something in there. You assume he's a deadbeat. He may just say this mother don't need no shoes.
No.
She don't need shoes. So guess what? I'm not gonna buy no shoes.
No, in the context of the conversation, that child's father was not involved. Her daughter.
Okay, he wasn't involved.
Right. So it appears that he was a deadbeat. He was not a father. So her expectation was that he, the boyfriend, should step in and take over. And his rebuttal to her was, but I do everything already. I'm helping pay bills. Right. You got a bill on the table I'm about to pay. I paid for her birthday. I do all this stuff all the time. All she has to do is wait 2 weeks. Now, I truly felt she was
it wasn't right. 2 weeks is reasonable.
And there's also another dude in her life hyping her up and thinking that's how shit go. I'm just telling you a player rule number 919. Whenever a woman is that ungrateful like that with a step, when I say stepfather, that's married or not, because you stepped in, you stepped in.
Yeah.
And you can't darn see that he is already provided. He got his own place, you got your own place, but I'm still paying bills there, and I'm still putting on children as mine. And I never told you no. I just said not this week.
Right now,
For her to cut up like that is because she has another option lingering in the wind.
Oh,
I'm telling you now, that's some game. And I said, I know this.
You know what? And I agree with Benny.
Me personally, I can see them going bad, and it goes back to one of the things we had said earlier when because you said they were both young. It also has a lot to do with the fact that he doesn't have the resources that someone who was older may have, or and I do believe that she do have that second guy or that next guy in the wind. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Somebody else trying to get the pay.
Yeah, and he already there.
He may not be getting that check as often as he would like,
but he's gonna get it more often now.
Yeah, and the kidding part is that, just add on, just throw this on there, right? It's because the average woman who's really into a dude and understand where help come from, he ain't being aggressive or nothing. He say, "Hey, baby, I got to get my son because of this and that, but next week or 2 weeks, I got a little shay. Okay, babe, I understand. You know what I'm saying? But for her to cut up like that is because there's another option already there.
Oh yeah. I'm telling you. And I would say this right here, because see, one thing I don't ever like to do, I don't never want to do, is one, promise a kid something and not deliver. I may say a lot of things, especially on here. I may say a lot of things, but one thing I do not play about is when it comes to kids. I do not play about that. Yeah. I try my best. If I tell a kid I'm gonna do something, I try my darnest to
be on time, do it when you said you.
That's what I just truly believe.
Down the road,
But I also believe that the fact that this guy just doesn't have the resources, and it comes down to her having another option.
Well, in this case, it didn't sound like he just didn't have resources. It was that he was reallocating based on the emergency.
Yeah, because he didn't have enough resources.
Well, no, from what this only my context in reading it. It sounds like he actually could have bought the shoes for the little girl and gotten his son some shoes. What he decided was, instead of just getting my son some shoes, because if he's broken like that, he needs new wardrobe. I'm gonna just go ahead and knock out the entire thing, which meant he was likely finna go to the mall and spend a few thousand, right? He prioritized emergency, non-emergency, which I think he had every right to do.
Now, to be honest, I think that's crazy. $3,000 on kids' clothes, and they can grow out of them just as fast. I got a daughter now. Here, what I do for her now, I take her shopping. And we just go out and we go, may spend a few $100, $400, $500, maybe $600. Just get your clothes This is it for the summer. Don't ask me no more about any other outfit because we got it. You know, and that, so I and she and her clothes go stay roughly the same size. So ain't no way in the world I'm gonna spend all that type of money on a
Right,
small child.
but a lot of times boys are growing quicker than
Yeah, it was the exact reason why you don't spend a couple of $1,000 on clothes.
Mhm.
well, I like both of y'all's points. I hadn't even thought about that there was somebody else maybe waiting in the wings, and that could very well be true. But like I said, as a woman, I looked at it and I was honestly surprised that there were so many women in the comments hyping it up like, yeah, I can understand how she feels. I really couldn't. Now, that being said, I don't have living children, but I can't imagine me being that selfish to be like, man, fuck your son and his shoes, let his ass go to school barefoot. Like, like, that's just insane to me. And
But
it was only going to be
there's a difference when it's your child that's gonna be made to suffer. So you know,
her child won't suffer, no.
Yeah, well, but the perception of it, because
her child won't suffer because it wasn't a need. It was just some shoes she wanted. Plus, he was already paying, according to their conversation, he was already paying bills in the household. So he was already operating as a provider, even though he wasn't in the household and taking care of his own household.
And to be honest, that goes back to this, and it may go off in a whole nother little topic and something like that. That's why you got a lot of guys who say they don't date women with kids for this very reason. When it comes to providing resources for a kid, a lot of men won't do.
That's fair. I think it's some of the same reasons that a lot of women don't want to date men with kids. It's not that women don't understand. It's not that women don't want to understand, but it's more so that a lot of men will be unreasonable with how they find balance with taking care of their kids, what boundaries they have in place with the child or the kids, the different mothers, if there's more than one or the mother. Because I saw a post where a man said, I thought this was a little extreme, but he said, I don't give a damn who in my life. I'm going to always take care of my kids and their mama because she had them for me. Now, I felt like that was a little, right. I felt like that was a little extreme. You're going to really prioritize her well-being over the well-being of your current woman. And his rationale, as he was explaining it, was, well, she makes sure that my kids are okay because they're in the house with her. I get that. That's what I thought. Yeah. Because I'm like, that's a little bit extreme.
Let me ask
which is why some women don't want to date men with kids.
Yeah, I think now
a man with one kid is something, but a man with kids from multiple women, that's something totally different. That's a man being irresponsible with his seed. That irresponsible man is just like, can be just like an irresponsible woman. But a man who has the ability to pay and take care of his kid, now that's a totally different thing too.
Now let me ask y'all this though. Now I'm coming in kind of on the tail end. You were speaking about a man taking care of the child's mother. Let's just say I meet Jay. We're 20 years old. She 20. I'm 20. We have 5 children. Benny Jr., Bernard, Barry, Kim, and we have 5 children, right? For whatever reason, we outgrow each other when we about 32, 33.
Yeah.
All right. If I had those 5 humans by her and we amicably separate, and she said, well, Benny, this ain't gonna work. I'm like, well, Jay, it ain't gonna work. And I truly have a love for her, and she ain't trying to put me on no child support and all that, and I'm financially strong, I still take care of her too. And it ain't got to be about no sex.
Well, like now I ain't gonna cause you're not on child support.
Well, now she ain't got no child support and all that, and we still willy-nilly and ain't nothing involved. If I run around and run into a big league, guess who I'm gonna come see first? And who of them they gonna know, hey, Jay, we good. And it may not be no sick. Now, I ain't gonna lie, about 95% of the time, I'm still gonna be getting something like that though.
Well, I'm gonna say this for those guys out there. Any man out here now that's listening to this program, if you have a child with a woman and y'all not together, you're not on child support, go down there and put yourself on child support. Because man, if you can, let me tell you what can happen. Listen, let me tell you what can happen. At some point, at any point, you can go down there and file and say you don't do anything, you don't help, and then now you go to court, and that's the perception. You hadn't done anything. When you come up there and say you have this money, you got these receipts, you doing this, and that judge said good. We just consider those our gifts, and you're gonna pay child support from the time that from birth to 16 of birth to now, and they hit you with a $80,000 bill. You will wish you have followed this advice.
Now that's the only thing we might disagree with on. Like me, I got 2 children, and well, one of them a child now, one 12, one 22. If she would have ever took me down there that court, I stood right there in front of the judge and said, "Judge, it been lying. What the payment is? I'm gonna make her own up to this now. She'll be back, and I'll make her own up to it. Because one thing about it, I don't care how much somebody lie on you, that shit ain't shining brighter than that truth. Right. So if you know I'm really handling this, I always got to cheer and all that, and you just mad, I say, because if I'm budgeting with you like that now, man, I don't care about what no court system say. All right, go ahead and get it. I'm gonna let you see what no help feels like.
Because you're gonna get a minimum.
I'm gonna give you just what they asked for, and I guarantee you within a year she'll be right back how the judge. I was just playing. I was hurt, and I was being unaccountable for the actions, and I was mad. But that's a lot of time where it stems from. You don't never hear no dude put his chick on no child support. Most of the time, he said, "Man, just get my goddamn children and keep that crazy bitch away." You never heard nigga holler, "I won't stick my back." And if he do, she probably won't need to be with him no way.
Listen, I'm just still stick with my advice, guys. If you out there, put yourself on child support. For the simple fact that this right here, one, you open yourself up all type of liability. Not now, because y'all may actually have a great relationship. And I'm gonna say this right here. And a lot of times, sometimes nothing may happen. And your child go all the way 19, 20, 30, whatever age your child may go, nothing will happen. But there's gonna be several guys out there. A couple things gonna happen. One, you probably gonna find that the child's not even yours when you go through that DNA test.
Now you spend high five. Yeah, you spend high five.
The other one is this right here. You are protecting yourself because you're definitely guaranteeing a ending point. You're definitely guaranteeing an ending point, and no one can come back later on and say you owe this, you owe that, and you're gonna avoid a whole lot of legal trouble. And I think for them guys, and a lot of times you end up in bad situation when you move on to the next relationship. They may be very well nice to you now because you're not in a relationship anymore. But you go to that next person, you go to that friend or whoever they is, and they had this disagreement. Now you find yourself in child support court, and they saying you never did anything.
Oh wow!
I did, but I ain't put myself. I ain't putting them folks in my business. You don't have to feel like that paperwork and do that.
Well, you can actually have in particular case with my case. Well, I did have a child support order against me from the divorce, but I made my own payments and stuff like that. Nobody garnished my check or anything. I was glad to make that payment because I knew that was the money that was used to actually care for my child.
See, so, and I feel you on that, Rodney. But if my children were, let's say 7, 8, 9, for whatever reason, I got a divorce. I ain't put myself on no goddamn child support. Look, if you can't afford them, you send them over here with me. Simple as that. I mean, if you cannot afford them now, if you choose to say I'll take them because my job, I work way more than you and the finance may be more, I would say, okay, look, do what I do.
Right.
I cover this because certain stuff I was already covering. But let's not be unrealistic and think that this shit finna be something different than what this court say.
But how many men don't want that? They don't want the kids, they don't want the woman, and they don't want to pay for the kids or help the kids at all.
I think that's a myth too.
Yeah, I think so too.
And you want me to tell you why I say I think it's a myth? Because a lot of guys that I've seen, now of course it's some sorry ones out there, but a lot of guys I've seen, the only reason why it ain't that they don't want the children, is that she don't want him to have the children because it's a benefit of her putting him in a system. Mm. Because if a woman, the average woman, here, you're going to get $11.70 a month. She don't give a fuck about them kids. And she know it don't take $11.70 a month to raise no children. I got children. Yeah. Some months it may take $1,000. Some months it may take $2,000. Some months it take $50. Some months it take $50.
Is that $11.70 based on income, or that's just a
right?
It shouldn't be based on income. What I make has nothing to do with what it take care of the children. Because if I make, let's just say, $30 an hour times 10, that's $300 a day, times 5, 1,500 a week, times 4 to 6, 1,500 a month, 1,500 a month. You take a third of that, that's what, $450 a month, right? So if you get $450 of money, you making do with that. Now I make triple. You want triple too? No, you crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say if I do it on my own reconnaissance, it's stuff that I do for you that I probably wouldn't even have no business doing that's outside of child support.
Now, I see that a lot. I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I come up, I may say, shit, I go and pay our house off for it. Because we always been good. Then the chick who I'm with, I be like, hey, man, go over there and take Shelly this money. You know what I'm saying? Because we were good. But if you put me in the system and they say $450 a month, I don't give a fuck if I make $1 million a day. I'm going to send you $450 a month because you didn't trust me enough. You didn't trust me enough to say, well, no, Ben always been good. We just fell out.
Yeah.
He going to do what he's supposed to do. You go down there and tell that Caucasian man what I make, what I do. Oh, he know he don't show. All right, okay. All right, okay. Because I'm going to feel like you sold me out. We'll never be cool again. Same way if you get the first one with me and you get mad and I lock you up. You don't like me no more. You send me to jail, man. You can't be my, you know what I'm saying?
You trying to get me killed.
So it's the same way. Like, and I never had that problem my entire life. Because, hey, you go down there if you want to. Go ahead. And I fill out my own paperwork. I make sure you get $293.08 a month. And I swear for God.
And I'm gonna pay on the last day.
I may pay that shit up for a year.
Pay on the last day.
Yeah. Because now you can't ask me for nothing. You forget about all
Get
that.
out. Wow.
I don't believe in going things both ways. If you tell the police on me, I'm going to jail. I'm okay. But don't come to me crying. I'm sorry you there. Let me show you my time.
Tanya said, as women, as a woman with grown children, she don't want to date men with small kids.
Feel you, baby.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. We ain't doing no knee babies, no lap babies, no breastfeeding babies. No, ma'am.
Right. That's the other thing is, and then people expect you to be a grandparent by now, and then they expect you like to watch those little badass kids. And you be like, listen,
we are not babysitting.
I didn't sign up for that.
I also agree. Tanya also said he's not lying. It happens. The judgment said those things are gift. Men and women need to be more cautious about who they are laying down with. Man, that's personal accountability right there. That is accountability 101.
But here's the thing. Here's the narrative that started a couple of years ago, right? Men started saying, well, y'all as women should pick better. Don't keep sleeping with them deadbeats.
Yeah, that's
but y'all are the ones hanging out with the deadbeats and not holding them accountable and not helping to mentor them and not beating their asses so that they stop doing fuck shit, right?
Let me tell
you then when women started choosing better, y'all said, oh, now y'all bougie and y'all want all this stuff. But you said choose better.
I had a friend of mine, and I said had a friend of mine. Guy, this was about 15 years ago. This guy was making about $90,000.
Yeah.
15 years ago. He quit his job to avoid paying child support. Hell, he couldn't be friends with me and my buddies. I'm like, we take care of our family, we take care of our kids. You can't hang with us. But if we don't want none of that to rub off on us.
His job
and condone it. And be like, it's all good.
But let me ask you though, right? Couldn't that be circumstantial though? Like, if a guy quit his job, right? They might have told him like an unfair amount. Well, he like, man, hell no, because you know I don't have this. All right, now he may have what they call side hustles, or he may be self-employed, making more money. But I don't think that make him a bad guy because most men, if you heard your partner say that, I'm sure there's a reason behind it.
Oh, yeah.
And if y'all been cool long enough, you know Jay. I know Jay and Rodney, and I know Jay ain't shit. So Jay is trying to slaughter him. He's what you call and protecting his best interest. That don't make him sorry. That don't make him sorry.
What? Be honest, he just wasn't shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They exist. They exist, but I got people that I know where they're not bad people. It's just like, bro, I'm not finna get slaughtered. It's called protecting your best interest too. Because especially, all right, so the same situation you just described right now. You my best friend. You know everywhere we go, whether we drinking, smoking, whatever we doing, I got them children with me. Then all of a sudden, Jay decides she want to go to the court. You know what type of money I make, and they say, "Well, Bennett, you got back child support now. You got to pay $1,700 a month. You mad at me because I'm trying to protect me? No, right? No.
My thing was, man, at a certain point, the one thing a man has to be able to do, he has to be able to feed his kid. He has to be able to do that. Any man that's not working to do what it needs to do to feed his kid, I'm gonna be honest, man, that's not the type person I want around me because I don't want to rub off on me. Because me and my friend, that's one thing most men talk about. I noticed the conversation started out me and old 50 talking about coochie and why they can't talk about real estate, but we also men talk about our kids. We talk about our kids and what our kids have done and how we looking after our kids. That's one of the things that men we enjoy talking about. But we take care of our kids. In fact, black men are the most involved of all men. Black men are the most involved men. Now we talk about I think early on about these men having all these babies and stuff, not taking care of their babies. But I'm telling you, those are a specific group of men, and you have a lot of group of women choosing that group of men that have those kids with. Who you think is the most that guy with 5, 6 children all over the place, or that woman who keep picking that guy?
Both, because a lot of times
you may have one irresponsible man, but you got 6 irresponsible women that keep picking him.
Both, because a lot of times that man is lying about how many kids he has. I've seen that too.
If he got 3 and you got one light skin and one dark skin, one brown skin, that's more than enough to know that he is responsible with him. One tall, one short. One got curly hair, one got straight hair. You know,
I think it can happen on multiple fronts, man.
Just drink some water.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
She done fell out.
We running on. Right, get on up out of here.
We gotta go.
I got you.
Drink some water. Let's wind this up and bring it to an end. Bennett, do you have some shows coming up?
Of course.
29308.
Go to BennyMac205.com and you can connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, all the above, and you can see the show dates and the whole 9. That's what it is. I bring you that funny for a little money, and there's always something to laugh at. Goddamn.
Yeah. Rodney.
Well, I'm Rodney Wills Photography. If you need those portrait photos, or just you want to get married and need somebody.
Looking for somebody to get married?
Yeah, I'm always looking for somebody to get married. If you don't have a husband, if you don't have a boyfriend, I'll find you one. You don't have a girlfriend, I'll find you one. Just book me to get the wedding. I'm the wedding broker. I'm together, and just as long as you guys just hire me as your photographer, I do. But I'm Rodney Williams Photography on Instagram, or Rodney Williams at Facebook. Just type in Rodney Williams at Alabama A&M, and you get the guy. You get me popping up. So give me a call. I come to you wherever you want to go, no matter what city you are, what state you are. I will travel.
Hey, with that being said, I am J-Bay. Please look us up at www.iamhealingone.org if you need mental health support, well-being, spirituality, coaching, and counseling. We got you covered. If you're interested in the soul nourishing course to get your skills, your abilities, and your gifts built up, and to have safe space just to navigate your healing journey, we are here for you. If you want to come on and be on camera with us in the hot seat, or you have questions that you want to submit, please click right into the info on the bottom of the video on YouTube, and you will see the link to the Google form where you can send us your information. If you want to be a guest in the hot seat, send us all your deets. And if you just want to send us a question anonymously, just pop the question in that spot and don't put anything else and hit the submit button. We got you.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, make sure that you're liking the video, sharing the video, hopping in the comments helps us with our engagement. Make sure that you're subscribing to the channel and telling all your people, because I know that you know somebody that needs to be involved in these conversations. And lastly, but not least, Thank you for being a part of our audience. We will see you next week because we go live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m.
On
Eastern.
Tuesday.
On Tuesdays, Gypsy go drink some water, and we will see y'all next week. Pay for power to the people, okay?